Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today, we bring you a story full of surprises and hidden angles that few people know about. Don't leave just yet. Just when you think you've figured it all out, there are fascinating and meaningful details waiting for you at the end of the video. Let's explore together and uncover the special message this video has for you. Are you ready? Let's get started. In 1787, 11 years after declaring independence from the British Empire, the United States faced immense challenges in building a stable nation. The fledgling republic was burdened with crippling debt and political chaos, while unpaid veterans from the War of Independence, driven by desperation, sparked Shays' rebellion. Although the new federal government managed to quell the uprising, it was severely hindered by the Articles of Confederation, a weak constitution that limited its authority. Recognizing the urgent need for reform, lawmakers convened in Philadelphia to draft a stronger constitution, granting the executive branch greater powers. Meanwhile, a brewing crisis unfolded in the newly established Northwest Territory. Spanning 300,000 square miles, this vast expanse of untamed land, abundant in natural resources, was theoretically ceded to the United States by Britain after the Revolutionary War. The federal government planned to sell this land to settlers to offset the staggering $40 million debt from the war. Thousands of settlers eagerly anticipated westward expansion, but the territory was already home to Native American tribes who fiercely resisted the invasion of their ancestral lands. The United States found itself on the brink of a poorly prepared war of conquest against an underestimated adversary. For nearly 2 centuries, European settlers had encroached on Native American lands, fueling endemic violence. The War of Independence exacerbated these tensions, as most tribes supported the British, leading to brutal frontier battles. Tribes such as the Miami, Shawnee, and Lenape launched attacks on U.S. settlements along the Ohio River, hoping to repel the intruders. In response, settler militias conducted reprisal raids, culminating in atrocities like the 1782 massacre at Hutton, where Pennsylvania militiamen slaughtered 96 peaceful Lenape Christian converts. The violence escalated, claiming countless lives on both sides. Determined to impose order and monetize the Northwest Territory, the U.S. government formalized the region's establishment with clear rules for surveying and settlement. Exploiting bribes, threats, and violence, they coerced tribes into signing one-sided treaties to claim land by conquest. However, under the leadership of Mohawk chief Joseph Brant, the tribes formed the Northwestern Confederacy, rejecting U.S. treaties and vowing to defend their land, holding the line of settlement at the Ohio River. With violence spreading, the task of resolving the crisis fell to the nation's first president, George Washington. Inaugurated in April 1789, Washington faced mounting challenges, including a burgeoning national debt, political infighting, and the escalating conflict in the Northwest Territory. While professing a desire to treat Native Americans with fairness, Washington prioritized the Republic's security and expansion. Pressured by influential land speculators, including Secretary of War Henry Knox, Washington authorized a military response. In 1790, following failed negotiations at Fort Harmar, he ordered a punitive expedition to deter Native American attacks. The campaign, led by Brevet Brigadier General Josiah Harmar, a seasoned Revolutionary War veteran, relied on an ill-prepared force of regulars and poorly trained militiamen. Despite his experience, Harmar's adherence to European-style tactics proved disastrous on the frontier, where his limited, disorganized forces faced a determined and unified Native resistance. The campaign marked the beginning of a tumultuous chapter in U.S. history, as the young republic struggled to assert control over its vast, contested territories. Autumn 1791, General Arthur St. Clair's army finally begins its march north from Fort Washington, their mission clear but fraught with peril. The path ahead is treacherous, carved through dense forests and rugged terrain, with every mile bringing them closer to the heart of enemy territory. President Washington's warning about ambushes looms large in every soldier's mind, but morale is already dangerously low. The months of delays, the lack of proper supplies, and the grueling pace of training have left Sinclair's force a patchwork army of raw recruits, militia, and a handful of hardened veterans. The raids led by General Scott and Wilkinson earlier in the year, intended to destabilize the Native American tribes, have instead galvanized the Northwestern Confederacy. From the Miami War chief Little Turtle to Shawnee leader Blue Jacket, the tribes are more united than ever. They prepare not just to defend their homes, but to deliver a decisive blow against what they see as an existential threat to their way of life. Sinclair's army is walking into a trap. As the march progresses, reports trickle back to Fort Washington of tribal war parties shadowing the column. Scouts disappear without a trace, and supply lines are harassed by swift, brutal raids. The soldiers' nerves fray, further with every attack. The nights are sleepless, filled with the ominous sounds of drums and war cries echoing through the wilderness. For the men in Sinclair's command, the vast Ohio frontier becomes a battlefield where every shadow hides an enemy. Every rustle of leaves heralds danger. Far away in Philadelphia, the nation's fledgling government watches anxiously. The success or failure of this expedition will set a precedent for the United States' ability to project power and secure its borders. For President Washington, it is a defining test of his leadership and his vision for the young republic. Yet, whispers in Congress suggest unease. If Sinclair fails, the repercussions could shake the fragile Union to its core. The stage is set for a confrontation that will shape the future of the Northwest Territory and the fate of the United States itself. As the first frosts of autumn descend on the frontier, an uneasy calm settles over the land. Both sides prepare for a clash that will be remembered for generations, a grim reminder of the cost of expansion and the fight for survival on the edge of a new nation. In today's information-rich world, we often assume that balanced, accurate news is at our fingertips. But is it? Take the ongoing Israel-Palestine conflict as an example. Anyone tracking the situation knows that the quality of information ranges from trustworthy to biased to outright fabricated. So, how do you separate fact from fiction? Enter Ground News, a revolutionary website and app designed to give users an objective, data-driven approach to understanding the news. Ground News provides tools to filter out bias and misinformation, empowering you to see where your news comes from. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. If you found the story interesting and meaningful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any exciting content coming up. Leave a comment to share your thoughts. We're eager to hear from you. See you in the upcoming videos with more unique and meaningful stories. Stay with us.